everybody and welcome back to Flex. My name is Jeanette Diergaard and today we are changing things up a bit, as you can see. So we will be having a very interesting interview with Roual Spangenberg, which is the president of the Namibia Triathlon Federation. Now, in conjunction with the federation, Flex will be hosting a Train Like a Triathlon Athlete for the month of March until the Triathlon Africa Cup, which will take place on the 24th of March. So until that period, we will be having the series with Adele De La Rey that will be taking us through some workouts and showing us what it takes to become a triathlon athlete. So if you're interested in that, definitely do stay tuned for the whole month of March, and I mean the 1 week that we have left of February, and definitely join in on anything if you feel like joining in. And also do remember that you can definitely catch us on Flex every single morning at 6:30 a.m. where we will be doing some workouts on GoTV channel 94 and DSTV channel 285. Now that will all be happening for you, and we'll just be listening to what Roual has to say with Irene Marie van der Walt, and they'll be taking us through the interview and telling us a bit more about what it will take or what it takes to host the Triathlon Africa Cup and everything that you need to know about that event, and also a little bit about what you need to know it takes to become a triathlon athlete. So if you're interested in all of that, definitely do stay tuned, and I will see you in a short while.
Active Kids is an initiative under the MyZone brand that aims to provide exciting and easy activities and fun stories. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact zone@synergy.com.na. Active Kids, where we actively invest in your future.
Thank you, Ned, and thank you so much, everybody, for this opportunity. I think the big idea for GBO.
So joining us is Roual Spangenberg. He is the president of the Namibia Triathlon Federation, and he's going to be sharing some more insights into triathlon as a sport in Namibia, as well as the upcoming Africa Triathlon Cup. Roual, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to be here.
It's good to have you, I must say. I like the blue theme that you've brought to us. Was it accidental?
It was accidental.
Blue eyes and okay.
No, wasn't planned.
Okay, you know, you could have worn black and we could have been like, we have telepathy going, right? Exactly, but
Next
no, there is beef in this team.
Yep.
The team has disbanded.
Sort it out.
Okay, so Roual, the upcoming Africa Triathlon Cup, I believe will be hosted in Namibia.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How are you guys feeling about that? How is the NTF preparing?
We are very excited. Look, few people know this, but this is the second year that we're doing it consecutively. So we've been very fortunate. For everybody that doesn't know, the Africa Cup event is part of the Africa Circuit, triathlon circuit. So it's quite a big thing in the African continent. In Southern Africa, let's call it SADC, only 3 countries were awarded Africa Cup races, and Namibia was one of them. Our race actually features quite high on the calendar for most of the athletes to come and do. And the purpose of this race is that athletes from across the world can actually score points, and that points they can use to race on the world circuit. So Swakop is obviously a very popular destination. So we're very excited to be hosting it again. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so what is this going to entail? This is one of very few triathlon events on the triathlon calendar so far. What is going to be taking part there?
It's still very early in the year, so we've already had about 3 events this year. We've actually had the junior nationals, because this year we'll be sending a junior team to the Commonwealth Games, the Youth Commonwealth Games. So it's only beginning of the year, but we've already been hard at work. And it's quite a big one to have so early in the season.
Fantastic. So how does that complicate it? Does it make it harder to take part in something early in the season?
No, look, athletes will most probably start preparing for this already like 5 or 6 months in advance. So although it's early in the year, it's quite a good time of the year because it's just before winter. Everybody's trying to push as hard as they can. And the Europeans, it's their off season. So they're actually building on it now. When we go into winter, they go into full season. So for them, this race is ideal. And with the World Championship being very early this year, a lot of them are using the Africa Cup races as preparation.
Okay, fantastic. And what would you like spectators to take away from the event?
Look, the NTF has got a mandate to grow triathlon, and we've been doing very well over the last 3 years. Hence the reason why we've got all these big events coming here. So if there's one thing that I would like people to take away is how easy it is to do a triathlon. There's a myth to triathlon that it's for the crazies, but it's not. It's actually a very social sport, and it's a healthy sport. It's very balanced. So I would really like people to come and have a look, those of you that haven't done a triathlon before. And we've got a team section. So if there's somebody that can only run or can only bike or only swim, you can enter a team, like two or three athletes, and come and have a look, and maybe you get hooked and see a good triathlon is for you. Okay,
fantastic. So do you feel that there is a misconception about triathlon as a sport?
Yeah, look, there is. There's an old joke that says, why suck at one sport when you can suck at 3?
I love that.
Yeah, so that's the approach we take to triathlon. We don't take it serious. Although we host these serious competitions and everything, we've got a fun side to it. So there's a perception that it is incredibly hard, and it's not. The distances are so that if you can train for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months, you get a decent coach, then you'll be able to wing it. You'll finish a triathlon, and finishing a triathlon is a bucket list for everybody. I invite people to try it.
And then who are the big names? Triathlon has grown, and the big names have become a bigger pool over the past 3 years, as you've mentioned. Specifically, I must commend you in the COVID-19 pandemic. There was this mini boom in the triathlon world. But who are the big names to look out for at the Africa Triathlon?
All right, so what we're actually doing with this event is we're combining it with the Namibia Nationals. So we've got this elite and junior cup races that's hosting the best of the world that's coming to race. And then we've got our age group nationals, and that is to cater for our weekend warriors. You know, it's impossible for somebody that works from 8 till 5 days a week to compete with these professional athletes, but it's brilliant to race side by side with them. So we're combining the day. So we've got the elites, and they'll be racing separately, and people can come and watch their race, and afterwards we'll have the age groups, and you can socially sign up and race. Okay, there's some guys that take it a bit serious, but because it is the nationals after all. But yeah, that's our approach to it.
And then lastly, before we go to a break, we just spoke off camera about the transition phase in a triathlon and how you can't really compare triathlon as I swim and then I run and then I cycle, or I swim and cycle and then run. And tell us a little bit more about the technicalities that are expected in that transition phase.
So a lot of, triathlon consists of 3 disciplines: swim, bike, run. But if you're a triathlete, you begin to understand it actually consists of 4 disciplines. Transition is a discipline on its own, because that's where you can win or lose a race. If you're a serious racer, if you're only a weekend guy, that is where you rest. But in transition, a lot can happen. There's a lot of rules there that needs to govern transition, because we need to keep it safe, and we need to keep it technically the same for everybody. So swimming on its own is difficult. Then obviously you swim with a wetsuit. You come out of the water. You've been horizontal for 15 or 20 minutes in the water. It's been cold. You come out. You struggle to breathe. You're a bit dizzy. All right. You got to run. You got to grab your bike, and then you need to get on your bike. So getting in a different position is already a challenge as it is. After a while, you get into cycling, and then just as you get the hang of it, you got to stop and you got to run. Now I explained to you, when you bike, your legs get a bit thick, your leg muscles, and then you got to run it out. So the first 200 meters is a bit funny. You run like a crab, but after that, it becomes fun. So.
Okay, fantastic. So we will be right back after the break with Roual. Please do stick with us. We've got a lot more exciting triathlon news to share with you.
Ohole So Nice is an entertainment show brought to you by the youth for the youth. This is a dating show that allows individuals to participate and be their own true selves. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact zone@synergy.com.na.
And we are back with Roual Spangenberg, the president of the Namibia Triathlon Federation. I must say, quite an interesting conversation as somebody who's watched triathlon from the sidelines for a while now.
Well, the challenge is on. You're
Don't
going to be
judge
doing
me.
one soon.
I mean, I hope so. I hope so. If the
Right, there we
Triathlon
go. If
Federation
she
is
does
kind
one,
to
we
me.
will pay an entry for her.
Well, that's enticing. That's enticing. Beloftes maak skuld. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about that day that I now have free entry to.
Okay, great. So Swakopmund that day will become a triathlon hub. So the entire event will be situated around the main beach, the Mola area. All right. So we'll be swimming in the Mola. We will be using the parking lot in front of the Under Mola holiday apartments. That parking lot will become a triathlon village for the day. There'll be tents, there'll be food, there'll be drinks, music, a big screen TV. You guys are there. There's MCs coming in, so it's going to be a fun vibe. All right. So that is where everything's going to happen. That's where the transitions are. The bike course runs into town. It actually goes all the way down Velvicha Street past the Dome and back. We close off the entire road. So no cars, just bicycles. The run is on the promenade, Strand Street and the promenade. That is also closed off for the day. It's just for runners. So the whole vibe of the event will be around triathlon, based around triathlon. Now, obviously, hosting an event of this magnitude is the World Triathlon bodies take it very serious in terms of safety. And Swakopmund as a town has really put their hand forward to make Swakopmund a annual destination for triathlon. And there's big dreams and plans for triathlon in Swakopmund. And we're grateful to the city of Swakopmund for making this possible. I mean, it's inconveniencing their residents, but I mean, Swakop is a happy town. They're happy to contribute. Now, we've got some excellent people coming down. I'm sure we're going to be talking about that a bit later. But I ask people to come and have a look and just see what it's all about. We're trying to put up as professional a show as possible. And just come and give it a go. You don't need to be a serious triathlete to participate.
Okay, fantastic. So tell me a little bit more for those of us who are watching, or those of the viewers who are watching who might be interested, but persuade them a little. Tell them a little bit, what keeps you coming back to triathlon?
It's just a healthy lifestyle. You know what? I've cycled, I ran, and I don't really want to ditch the other sports because I mean they've got their place. They're doing great things, but triathlon brings a lot of balance. You know, it's unfortunately, as I got older and I got kids, I don't have time to cycle 16 or 20 hours a week anymore. For triathlon, I can cycle less because the distance is shorter. Neither can I run a 21 or a 42k once a week. I just don't have the time. For triathlon, I only need to run 5 kilometers. Same for swimming. I only need to swim either 750 meters or 325 meters. Depends on what event I sign up for. So it's manageable, and that is what people need to realize. There's a distance for every ability. So it's a healthy sport, a balanced sport.
Mm-hmm. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you guys to take part in this
Yes.
event, how are they going to do
All
that?
right, so the NTF's got a website, www.ntf.co.na. We've got accredited coaches that's listed on the website. You're welcome to either contact ourselves, our details are on there, or contact one of the coaches and come for a tryout. You know, just have a chat, see what it's all about. Come to an event and chat to us about it. I'm sure you'll get hooked fairly quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I must say, the moment they come out of the water, I'm already like, yeah! So tell me a little bit about the future plans for the Triathlon Federation. Obviously, you guys are growing.
Yes.
But what does that future growth look like?
All right, so we've come to realize about 3 or 4 years ago, there is a lot of opportunity for Namibians in triathlon. And we haven't fully harnessed that. Look, we've always had good triathletes. I mean, most recently, Divan de Plooi has been to Commonwealth Games. We had Jean-Paul Berger, Drickus Coetzee, Toki Bombosch, Charmaine Shannon. There's a host of great athletes we had. But it was sort of if the system let them down, you know. It got expensive for these guys to go and travel to race in other countries. So we thought, you know what, let's bring the races to them. And we've got a big focus in terms of juniors. Like I said, we'll be sending a team to the Junior Commonwealth Games this year, and we're very excited. We do think we've got some very good athletes. And we've got a system in place where we're growing their kids. So hopefully in 5 or 6 years from now, we've got professional triathletes. And the opportunity is there. And that's the mandate and that's the plan. But on the social level, NTF is really trying to grow the sport. We want to make it a mainstream sport. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a massive Windhoek triathlon or Swakopmund triathlon once a year and attract 100 to 200 social people just to come out and have fun. And then obviously long term, there's plans. We would like to host events like the Ironman. I don't think that is far off. That is in our reach. It's almost there. And I think that'll just change the sport of triathlon forever.
Okay, fantastic. And would you be able to expand a little bit more about triathlon's place on the world stage? You know, we've now sort of carved a place for ourselves in athletics with Christine Mpoma, Beatrice Masilingi, cycling with Tristan and all these guys. What is triathlon's place on the world stage in Namibia?
All right, so triathlon as a sport worldwide has taken a remodeling. They're really trying to make triathlon attractive. So the beautiful thing about triathlon is that it's so concentrated in one area, is spectators can actually see the whole thing and not just when somebody goes past. So they've made triathlon as a sport much more attractive to the viewers out there. Unfortunately, we are maybe 3 or 4 years off from having a superstar on the circuit. We were well on our way last year. Unfortunately, some athletes changed. A few things happened to athletes, but we've quickly recouped. And I think 3 or 4 years from now, we'll have some very good athletes on the world circuits.
Okay, fantastic. And then, second to last question. I wanted to make that the last question, but I'm enjoying this conversation. So, tell us a little bit about the history of triathlon. Where exactly does it come from? When exactly did it start? Because for a lot of people, it may seem like it just kind of fell out of the sky, but obviously it has a long track in Namibia. Could you tell us a little bit about the history of triathlon?
Triathlon in Namibia is actually a very old sport. It's been around for a long time. I've been trying to dig through the history to find some information, but I mean in the 80s, Namibia had a massive triathlon following. And a few people know, but we actually hosted triathlon cups, Africa Cups, all the way back then. It used to be at Marienthal at the Hardap Dam. And I mean, athletes like Toki Bombosch, those guys were the local legends at the time. And few people know, but Toki just came short of qualifying for the Olympics way back then. So triathlon it's been coming for a long time, and only the last 3 years have we sort of made it mainstream. And I think we're riding the crest of the wave now. It's a good time to be a triathlete.
Okay, fantastic. And then we have a tradition on Flex where we share health and health tips with one another. Do you have a health tip to share with our viewers?
Yes. Get up early. Watch the sunrise. I think there's a lot of value just in our busy lives to get up early and make some time for yourself. Life seems to run away for us these days. But before we close off, I want to add that we've got over 40 pro athletes coming to this event. And I might be wrong, I might be right, but I think this is the single largest event in terms of pro athlete attendance. And what I mean by pro athlete is nobody from Namibia. It's all professional athletes from across the world. We've got athletes coming in from America, from Japan, Kazakhstan, Europe, Great Britain. Obviously, there's an African, South Africa, Mozambique, and all of that. But at the moment, we're standing in 40 pro athletes that signed up that will all be racing on that day.
And something tells me that they actually wake up and watch the sunrise.
Of course, they train. They train that time of the morning.
I must say there is nothing like jogging at the sunrise.
Yeah, or swimming.
Like,
You should try swimming that time of the morning.
I should. Yeah. Now I've got a lot of things to do. I have to go swim. I have to go
Running,
cycle. I
cycling.
need to go get my affairs in order. What exactly do you need for registration?
Nothing. We've already signed you up. Just give us your full name and date of birth, and you're signed up.
We
will get somebody to accompany the entire event.
Do I get like a little badge that says like honorary guest or something?
we can do that.
Oh yeah. Woo! Okay. So obviously there's a lot of fun and my golden badge at the Africa Triathlon Cup. So if you're not a triathlete yourself, do be sure to check it out. It is a lot of fun to watch a triathlon, I can tell you from personal experience. Thank you so much, Roual, for joining us. Do you have anything else you'd like to tell our viewers?
Just come out. If you're only a cyclist, find a running buddy or a swimming buddy or phone us. We'll find one for you. Or if you just want to come out and have coffee and have a look at us, just come around for a chat. Come and enjoy the day. The more people we've got there, the bigger the event grows, the happier the sponsors are, the bigger we can go next year.
Okay, great. And the cooler it is that I have a special guest badge.
All right, we're going to be holding it to this, bets on her.
I'm going to be holding you to this. Great. So we still have a jam-packed show for you. Thank you so much for joining us for the interview segment. We will be right back with the rest of Flex.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to FNB for this opportunity. Thank you so much to FNB. What an experience. I never got to do shopping in 5 minutes, but look at all this.
Alright guys, so welcome back again to me, of course. I hope you all enjoyed the interview that Roual had with Irene. And if you're definitely interested, as he said, just rock up with your ID and definitely challenge yourself this year to be a part of the triathlon. And then who knows, maybe one day you'll be able to do the Ironman if you're up for it. Let's just look into the few events that will take place before the 25th of March actually. That is when the Africa Triathlon Cup will be taking place. 18th of March they have the Fridaay Off-Road Triathlon, and that will be taking place in Windhoek. So if you want to go out, get a few practice runs in, definitely do take part in these events. And then obviously right after the 18th of March, then it will be the 25th of March. So it's going to be hectic, guys. It's swimming, it's running, and it's cycling. And I watched the interesting transitioning video between these different disciplines, which is so incredible as to what it takes to be a part of this and what the quick thinking that needs to happen while you're transitioning between these different disciplines. So if you feel like you're up for the task and you want to try something, maybe just even go out and check it out, the Triathlon Cup, to see what will be needed or what these athletes are capable of doing, definitely go to Swakopmund and put it on your bucket list to see how they're doing and to cheer them on, obviously. And we'll be seeing how amazing these athletes are now. These will be athletes from all over the world, and I think that's going to be some exciting stuff, and we will definitely be covering it as well, Namibia Media Holdings of course, but we will definitely lead you up to the event on the 25th of March. That is it from me, Jeanette Diergaard, and from the Flex team, it is goodbye for now.